Another event is the sprint review. So the sprint review actually happens after the sprint has ended. So at the beginning of each sprint, we will be having the sprint planning. Then on a daily basis, we will be having the daily scrum. And when the sprint ends, we will have a sprint review and then afterwards a sprint retrospective. So let's focus on the sprint review. The sprint review is, once again, a time box event. So you will have the maximum of 4 hours to a 1-month sprint. So for instance, if you have a 2-week sprint, you should have the maximum of 2 hours dedicated to a sprint review. So what happens in a sprint review? It will be held at the end of each sprint, and you have to present the increment, so the software product increment, to allow everyone involved in the sprint review to provide feedback and collaborate on what was already achieved during that sprint. Who should attend to a sprint review? The entire Scrum team and invited stakeholders. So for instance, you can actually invite your customers to this sprint review so that you can show them the progress of the work. What is expected inside of a sprint review time box is to actually collaborate. So you have the development team to demonstrate the product increment, and you have the product owner that explains the product backlog status. So the idea is to actually show to everyone inside of the team and the external stakeholders what was achieved inside of the product backlog. So everyone gets to revise the product backlog and establish what is already done and concluded and is actually working software by now and what should be attained for the next sprint. Okay, so as input for each sprint review, you have the product backlog items, what is done or what is not done, and you should look at the product increment because it's a piece of working software. As output of each sprint review, you will have the product backlog revised.